All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful skills you can add to your developer toolkit, automation. We're going to dive deep into GitHub Actions and see how you can literally automate your entire development workflow. And the best part, it's right there, right beside your code.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me ask you something. Just think about your typical day for a second. How much of that time are you actually, coding? I'm talking about all those little repetitive manual chores that just completely break your focus and pull you away from what you love doing, building cool stuff.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Manually running tests every single time you make a tiny change, building project artifacts by hand, that nerve-wracking moment you're SSHing into a production server, just praying you don't mistype a single command. Or, hey, even just having to poke your teammates about code formatting. It's all so slow, it's so easy to mess up, and honestly, it's a huge distraction from the real work.
So what if you could just reclaim all that lost time? What if you could automate all of that stuff away with a tool that's already living right where you do all your work anyway? Well, good news. There is a much, much better way. And that better way is GitHub Actions. So what is it? Simply put, it's an automation framework that's built directly into GitHub. It's designed to take care of all those repetitive tasks we just talked about across the entire development lifecycle. The magic word here is native. You don't have to set up some other service or deal with complicated integrations. It's just there, waiting for you inside your repository. Okay, so how does it actually work? Well, the heart and soul of GitHub Actions is a single file called a workflow. Think of it like a recipe. This one file is where you'll spell out every single step of your automation, and it's written in this really clean, easy-to-read format called YAML. And get this file lives right inside your project in a special folder called .github/workflows. Why is that so cool? It means your automation pipeline is version controlled, just like the rest of your code. Everybody on your team can see it, it's repeatable, and it's totally transparent. All right, let's dissect that workflow file. We'll stick with that recipe analogy. The name, that's just the name of your recipe. The on keyword is the most important part. It's the trigger. It's what tells you when to start cooking. Your jobs are like the main parts of the recipe. Prepare the filling, bake the crust. The steps inside each job are the actual individual instructions. And finally, runs on tells you where to do the work, which kitchen to use, or in our world, which virtual machine.
Everything in GitHub Actions starts with an event. Your automation isn't just running all the time for no reason. It's smart. It waits, and it kicks off only when something specific happens in your repository. And that's all defined by that on keyword we just mentioned.
And the flexibility here is just awesome. You can trigger a workflow whenever code gets pushed to a certain branch, or maybe when a pull request is opened or updated. You can even run it on a schedule. Think of it like a classic cron job. And one of my favorites, Workflow Dispatch, which basically gives you a big Run Workflow button right in the GitHub interface, so you can kick things off manually whenever you want. Okay, so an event happens, your workflow fires up. What's next? Well, now it's time for the jobs. A job is basically a collection of tasks that all run on a virtual machine, what GitHub calls a runner. And what's really powerful is that you can have multiple jobs, and by default, they'll all run at the same time, in parallel. Of course, if you need them to run one after the other, you can totally configure that too. So when it comes to that runner, you've got two main options. The easy way is using GitHub-hosted runners. These are fresh, clean virtual machines that GitHub spins up for you on demand. They come with all the common tools you'd need already installed, and you can pick from Ubuntu, Windows, or macOS. The other option for when you need more control or have specific hardware is to set up your own self-hosted runners on your own machines. All right, now let's zoom in a little further. Inside every single job, you have a sequence of steps. You can really think of this as a checkpoint on your developer journey. Each step is one tiny individual action. It could be a command line script, or it could be a prepackaged action that someone else wrote. This is where the actual work happens, one step at a time. So what does a typical job look like? Well, it usually goes something like this. First, you'll almost always use a pre-built action called action/checkout. All that does is pull your code down onto the runner. Simple. Next, maybe you use another action to set up your environment, say a specific version of Node.js. Then you get to the custom stuff. You'll run a command like npm install to get your dependencies. Then you run npm test. And finally, you run npm run build. See the pattern? Uses is for grabbing these powerful reusable building blocks from the community, and run is for your own specific shell commands.
And just like that, when you put all of those pieces together, the event trigger, the job, the sequence of steps, you've actually built something amazing. You've created a complete continuous integration and continuous deployment pipeline. CI/CD. It's a huge deal in modern software development. So what exactly is continuous integration, or CI? It's really just a simple practice. Everyone on the team commits their code to a shared repository, and they do it often. Every single time they do, an automated build and test sequence kicks off. And why is this such a game changer? Because you find bugs almost immediately, you have way fewer merge nightmares, and your whole team can ship code with so much more confidence. Just look at the difference here. The before world is probably familiar. You push your code, and then you have this mental checklist. All right, I need to run the tests. Okay, now I need to build the project. Now I have to deploy it. In the afterworld with actions, you just push your code. That's it. The action takes over and does all the rest. Testing, building, deploying, every single time without fail. The time and mental energy you save is just massive. And look, this stuff goes way beyond just a simple test and build pipeline. Think bigger. You could set it up to automatically deploy your site to production the moment you merge a pull request into the main branch. Or how about this? Run a code linter on every single pull request to automatically check for style issues. You can even get into repository management, like automatically adding a needs review label to an issue as soon as someone comments on it. The possibilities are pretty much endless. Okay, so we've covered the core building blocks, right? Events, jobs, and steps. You can see how, with just these three things, you can build some seriously powerful automations. So now, let's place it on our roadmap and talk about the practical steps you can take to get this up and running in your own projects like today. And believe it or not, getting started is way easier than you might think. Seriously. Step 1. Just create that .github/workflows directory in your repo. The moment you do that, GitHub is smart enough to look at your code and suggest some starter workflow templates for you. From there, you just start customizing. And when you're ready for more power, you can dive into the GitHub Actions marketplace. It's an absolute treasure trove with thousands of pre-built actions that can do almost anything you can imagine. And at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. This isn't just about being fancy with automation. It's about freeing yourself from all that boring, manual, repetitive work so that you can spend your brain power on the stuff that actually matters: innovating, solving problems, and building incredible software. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Think about your own projects right now. What is that one annoying, repetitive task you do all the time? What's the very first thing you're going to automate with GitHub Actions? This is Developer Roadmaps. Map your path. Build your career.